very beginning, I remember being in the delivery room, totally normal pregnancy, and out comes baby, and Dad rushes over to the bassinet. I'm still in the bed, and all I hear is, "What's that? What's that?"
Luke was born with polydactyly. So that's when you have extra digits on your hands and feet. So he had an extra finger and an extra toe.
They tested for the more common things that are associated with polydactyly, but they were all negative and essentially told us to wait and see how he grows up.
And it wasn't until he was, the last couple of years that we found some other symptoms that kind of led us towards getting the diagnosis finally. Bardet Biedl Syndrome is a collection of symptoms and things that go on in the body. It's a ciliopathy. It's a fancy term for like a little protein in the body that affects multiple organ systems. So Bardet Biedl Syndrome, they have kidney problems, they have problems with eating, they don't have a leptin receptor that works normally, so they don't feel full, and the cilia is also in the retina, the part of the eye that sees light. So it's in the back of the eye, not the front of the eye, so the back of the eye doesn't work normally, and retinitis pigmentosa is the manifestation of that thing not working, that part of the retina that's not working. So there's a lot of causes of retinitis pigmentosa. It's a kind of a big disorder that's caused by a bunch of different genetic mutations, and Bardet Biedl syndrome is one of those. So he has retinitis pigmentosa caused by Bardet Biedl syndrome.
Man, Luke is the coolest kid around. He is such an awesome 9-year-old.
He honestly is just one of those kids that he's always kind to people. He's always a good friend. He's one of those kids that you simply look at and you're like, he does not deserve anything.
I would be driving my kids to school and almost have to pull over because I was just so consumed by the thought of my son, my child, not being able to see anymore.
How do you tell somebody that all the things that you know and love right now, you may not be able to experience the same way. You may not be able to see your Pokemon cards. You may not be able to, see anything at some point in your life. Despite, the challenges that he's already having with vision and some of that stuff, he is a super active kid, and he's doing lots of things right now. He loves Pokemon cards. He goes to karate 3 times a week.
Activity and general fitness is really important for all of us. For me, it's a mental health thing. I feel better when I am active. Fitness also has a lot to do with our mental toughness and sort of conquering things that we don't think we are able to.
I think the hardest thing for me to wrap my head around is the difference between a lot of people who have that are born blind, and then that's all they've ever known their whole life. So they've learned to adjust since they were born on through, and they never had the vision. Is he will have had vision for a significant part of his life and grown up having those skills and knowing that world, and then he may not have that. That's just really hard to accept, but it's also very motivating too. It's why we're all in on this foundation and finding a cure. When we first got the diagnosis, in my back of my mind, I'm like, oh, somebody's working on this, cure. Somebody's doing this. Somebody's taking care of this. And then you start to go out there and you're like, no, nobody's doing this. Nobody's working on this. Nobody is, nobody's out there fighting for this. Nobody's out there advocating for this and raising awareness. And that's when you're like, it's me, it's us. We have to do this.
So A Race Against Blindness is our 501c3 nonprofit. Our mission is to support research and find treatment for Luke and hopefully thousands of other children who are in the same situation.
We are working with some of the leading research teams, both in the US and in Europe, who are trying to develop a cure specifically to Bardet Biedl syndrome. And the unfortunate part about this, even though there is cures within reach that could be attained, it is a rare disease, and rare diseases do not get attention. They don't get attention from the government. Drug companies do not put their R&D efforts into rare diseases that especially in this case, you treat it once and it could be cured.
We have really had to sit down and think about our lives, our priorities, and how we want to do this, because we know that it's got to be us.
There's always that one point in the concert where there's 12,000 people in the stadium all singing the same song, and it's crystal clear. You can hear the lyrics, you can hear everybody singing perfectly. The rest of the concert, it's just noise. You hear people yelling and screaming, and it's noise, and you don't have a clue what the person next to you is saying, but then you get 12,000 people in the same room all singing the same song together, and it's like overwhelming. It's like amazing. And the same is true for fundraising these things and these little causes. Is if we have 15 million people out there who are all just going in different directions and making their noise, nothing's gonna get accomplished, nothing will happen. But if just 15 million people put in $1, this is literally, we have a cure. This is done. We can do this.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, read our website, learn about Luke, our family, our story. We are extremely grateful for friends and family, strangers, anybody who has been touched by retinitis pigmentosa or Bardet Biedl Syndrome or both. We understand what you have been going through, if this is something that you are suffering with or a loved one of yours is suffering with. So we are grateful for your time and your help as we search for a cure.